It's a bull. Good morning. Hey, what's up? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Today I've got the Deerfield Underwater Live Cam on. Comes complete with sound in case you want to hear what the fish are saying. So, beautiful day out there. Water clarity not so good, but lovely day. Again, this is in Deerfield. It's like the city that's 2 cities up from us. Great cam, though. If you want to share it with someone, you could sit here and just relax, and I could watch this for hours. Some days there's some great fish on there, tarpon, snook, you name it. I just saw a big snook go by just recently. Well, today's video is more or less about today's prices. I woke up this morning and what I see some monkey hammering going on. And I know there's at least one person out there who doesn't like the word monkey hammer and wants me to come up with something else. I'll try to come up with a different word than monkey hammer, but that's exactly what we got today. We got some monkey hammering happening out there. And what do I tell you to do during monkey hammering, during bull markets like we're in right now? Buy the friggin' dips. That's where we're at right now. My recommendation is buy the friggin' dips. I found this little saying by Warren Buffett, and I'm not a Buffett fan per se, like an Elon Musk fan, like some people are, that kind of thing. But he says, we simply attempt to be fearful when others are greedy, and to be greedy only when others are fearful. And that's kind of interesting too, because with prices down today, when you see these spikes down, like when we saw gold go down from 2,000 to about the high 16s, which it's rebounded since last year, that put a lot of fear in people. And again, that provides opportunities for people that are smart enough to see the opportunities, like Warren Buffett and like you and I, that would buy the dips. And that's basically where we're at today right now. We're not in a fear level. We're actually in a greedy level right now, because we are going to buy the friggin' dip today if you have some extra money. And if you don't, you're just in a hold situation with a big smile on your face, knowing that this too shall pass very quickly and just provides opportunities for you guys, again, to buy the friggin' dips. I'm going to refresh this screen real quick, and let's take a look here. Woo! 1878, down $30.84, and silver at $27.40 at the moment. Again, down about 80 cents. That's a kick in the ass for sure. These are the moves I was used to last year when we saw a lot of movement back and forth. However, there's something big going on out there, and look at that, platinum down too, kind of following the other two. Which it hasn't been for the last few weeks. Let's look at the ranges overnight. 1910, and there's your smackdown right there, a low of 1877.60. Silver, let's see, the range there, 27.35, almost a dollar range, like a 90-cent range there. Huge, big range. Again, provides a great opportunity to buy this dip. And platinum has been so cheap below this 1200 level for so long that you can just take your time, it seems like, and buy this dip. But meanwhile, good opportunity to buy silver today, good opportunity to buy gold as well, if you've got some more money left for that purpose. Let's move along to what we got going there. There's Mr. Buffett right there. And again, that's really good advice. When it comes to gold and silver, it's never going to go bankrupt. You'll never wake up in the morning and hear that, yeah, gold and silver filed Chapter 11 and Chapter 7 today, or the where gold and silver, where you store your gold and silver, they got in a lot of trouble, so the government confiscated the gold, and your gold was in there. You're not going to hear that if you own physical gold and you own it in your possession. You're never going to hear that. You're never going to wake up and hear it went bankrupt. So in uncertain times especially, this is somewhat comforting, because as what I've been telling you for the longest time, buying gold and silver is not about getting rich quick. It's about wealth preservation, and slowly, you can make money. You can make a lot of money on gold and silver, especially when you get these huge spikes, but you got to know when to get out and put your money into something else. And yes, I did say that, get out of gold or silver and put your money somewhere else. What you do want to keep a certain amount of your money in precious metals at all times, so just for security reasons. We've gone into that many times, but no less. Let me move along here. Let's just refresh that. I'm kind of curious now. I'm just seeing these big drops here in New York in the morning. And it looks like it's mostly New York that's really getting hammered. Let's see how long these levels last. I suspect if there's something big going on out there. Remember, I told you I expect a huge crash in gold and silver and platinum probably. But I expect a huge crash sometime coming up here. And why do I expect a huge crash? Because it happened in 2008 when we had the global financial crash. And this time it's going to be 10 times bigger, but it's really all about the timing. And, I thought it would have happened years ago. However, it has not. So if we do see equities markets just take a giant crap across the board like 2008, it'll probably be way bigger too. I don't think they can constrain this one. You will see prices of price of gold, silver, and platinum just get trashed. Will you be able to buy at that level? No, highly unlikely you will. There'll be huge premiums, and you think the wait times are tough now, or were tough. They're actually a lot better now. So the product is available out there, even at high premiums. But you think the premiums are high now, and you think that product was tough to get a couple months ago. It is when we see this economic storm, this economic collapse, this 2008 type event, but it'll be different, but somehow the same. You're going to see metals just get killed. And again, you don't sell. You're going to hang on to your metals because that's the paper derivative price that's going to get killed, not your physical metal. So again, don't panic when you see these downs, especially don't panic when you see the huge down that you will eventually see at some point when the economy does take that giant dump. Let's take a look at ZH and see what articles are out there today. And over 15 million Americans remain on government dole despite record job openings. And as you know, I always like to read ZH. And sometimes you're thinking, well, why would he be reading an article about jobs? Or why would he be reading an article about reopening meat plants? Well, these are all black swan type events that can create big problems in our society. Look at the fear that it sparked a little fear when we had our pipeline, a gas pipeline, closed down. I mean, all of a sudden people were hoarding gas, and I mean, it didn't get big, it didn't get out of control or anything. But just imagine like a food shortage caused by some kind of shutdown, internet shutdown, or power shutdown. Think about a power grid shutdown. I mean, these are all things that. So when you read that. That there's these kind of things going on, yeah, it could have a big effect on the price of gold as far as going up drastically. So all kinds of news on here that's positive for gold and silver and platinum, not so positive for the economy and the American people or people globally. Again, 15 million Americans remain on the government dole. And where's that money coming from? Well, that money coming in, what does that have to do with gold and silver? Well, the money's coming from the printing presses. That's just stuff that's borrowed. This is, again, good for gold and silver in the long run. In the short run, like today, well, why didn't it happen today? Well, these markets aren't really a short run like that. Usually these markets things like this take a little while to catch up. So what was I going to say? Where was I going to go from there? I kind of lost my train of thought. My apology there. Over 15 million Americans remain on government dole. That's not good. The meat plant obviously opened up. We discussed that yesterday. And why did we discuss it? Well, what I was just talking about. If you get the internet shut down or an entire system shut down or the power shut down, that's some serious stuff, and that could actually that could kind of cascade into worse things, like a domino effect. I mean, if that happened, again, that is good for the price of gold, silver, and platinum. It's not good for whatever companies or corporations or whoever your retirement fund is invested in. If they just go totally down because of power and internet issues, you're kind of screwed. And the crypto guys too, they have to be a little concerned about that as well. So if you're trading stocks and bonds and you lose power and internet, again, that's what we were talking about with the meat company yesterday. They had their computer shut down. You're screwed. I don't think people realize how not unstable, but how sensitive that our power and internet system. I mean, it wouldn't take an awful lot just to take it down completely. And we had issues with our power grid years ago, which we still have never fixed. So anyways, that's that for that. ADP employment surges in May, led by services rebound. That's kind of a good deal, but this is probably mostly restaurant and restaurant jobs and jobs that don't have high wages per se. What we really want to see out there is high wage jobs coming back into the market in a bigger way. Futures dump as meme stock mania goes into overdrive, and of course we're talking about the AMC stock, and we talked about this yesterday too, and probably nothing to do with gold, but and silver, but more of a crowd trade. I was saying yesterday when you get it's kind of interesting to see huge amounts of these Reddit folks that are moving into markets and causing these markets to move. It's something that, used to be, now there's like 200,000 Reddit guys. I've just made that number up. How many ever out there trading all together in this huge lump sum, which is really kind of cool. And they're actually competing and hurting a handful of guys in suits, that billionaires and millionaires that typically did this stuff. So you get the thousands, you get the mob that's really sticking it to the man per se. So it's kind of interesting. However, it doesn't last long. I was telling my friend yesterday, he's got AMC, and he was saying, well, off to the moon with AMC, and I'm thinking to myself, well, generally the mob is working right now. That mob type Reddit deal where everybody's working in union with each other is working until the elite, the man, figures out the way to pull the rug out from underneath them, and they will. And it looks like they did today somewhat. Let's see what happens. But AMC tumbles after announcing it'll sell 11.5 million shares. So basically, AMC, the owners of AMC, and the people they're in bed with, the man, obviously, the bankers or whoever they're dealing with, basically stuck it to the very people who actually saved their company. Go figure that. And the idea that this crowd will stay loyal to them is, I don't know about that. I wouldn't, absolutely. If I knew they stuck it up my ass after I supported their company, I'd be out of that stock pretty damn quick. This is the most interesting thing on the ZH article today. It's Russia's 186 billion sovereign wealth fund dumps all dollar assets. This is a heavy subject I've been talking about since I started doing these shows, is the de-dollarization, the danger of that. And it's happened. It's not, is it happening, will it happen? It's happened already long ago. You're seeing it with China. You're seeing it with Russia. You're seeing it with all the different countries. Venezuela tried to do it. I just don't think they had the resources to do it. And Iran's trying to get it. They're all trying to get away from the dollar. And why are they trying to do that? Because at one time, with the Bretton Woods Agreement after World War II, everybody loved the dollar. Whether it was a guy in a jungle that didn't even know where America was on a map, would trade a dollar for a coconut. The Russians loved dollars, even though they weren't able to trade them legally. They still used the hell out of them. They loved them, as opposed to the ruble. The Chinese loved dollars. Dollars were respected and loved worldwide. But what happened? Well, first off, is we got off the gold standard. That pissed off some big countries like France, who started taking out the gold. And then we said no more. Nixon closed the gold window because he saw the writing on the wall. Our gold stocks were going to get depleted. Well, that was our first default on the Bretton Woods Agreement. Our second default, the biggest one of all, was weaponizing the U.S. dollar. We started weaponizing the dollar against Libya. We started weaponizing the dollar against Venezuela, Iran, Iraq, all these different countries. Russia as well. Weaponization of the dollar is these bans of them using our dollar system, and that would kill and destroy a company as much as a nuclear bomb would, or a war would. It would just cause a country to go poor. So they see it, they know it, they're getting out of the dollar. But meanwhile, the dumbasses that created this weaponization of the dollar plans, politicians and stuff, the real dumbasses, the truth of the matter is they didn't even bother thinking about this. Didn't anybody ever say, well, what happens if they don't want to use dollars anymore? No, they didn't. You know why? Because they're dumbasses. I'm sorry, I just had to say that. This is kind of interesting here. I'm not going to discuss this because I don't want to get my views shot to hell. That was a lie. Anyway, I've been feeling that way for quite some time. I think that the closures hurt. I think that the cure was worse than the disease, if you ask me, the closures. They did some awful things without having good science, and we're starting to find that out. But again, nothing to do with gold and silver. Well, it does actually. When you destroy an economy, or an economy gets destroyed because of something, that is good for gold and silver and platinum. But again, this is all stuff you guys know. And as I said, read between the lines. When you look at all these articles on ZH or whatever you read between the lines. You say, well, how does that affect the economy? How does that affect me with my precious metals? Very important thing for you to do. Saudi and Russian oil producers benefit from climate activity. Anyway, not much more. I kind of went over all this. The Cold War of the EU skies, again, black swan events. Well, what happens if something gets shot down? Or what happens? This could escalate into a domino effect into something even worse. Again, that's good for gold, silver, and platinum, not good for people in general. Well, let me move along here and see if there's anything else here that we should look at. No, not too much. I'm going to go to gata.org right now. And India is actually, the Chinese have got their own gold trading system. They've had it for quite some time now. And it has had a real positive effect for the price of precious metals, unlike London and unlike COMEX has for years. So India is doing their own thing over there, and that should only just make gold and silver markets that much more liquid and much more better. The overnight markets are going to be more interesting, and probably on the upside, I think, as well. What is down here? This is too funny because I said this exactly yesterday. The U.S. Mint made some claim that they were out of silver shortage, and I said that. And they also made the claim that that was the reason that they couldn't produce the collectible dollars, which was total bullshit. The reason that whole Morgan Dollar series got stopped online had nothing to do with silver. It had everything to do with their resources, their ability to process the orders. They're probably using computers from 80 years ago. Not 80. Yeah, they probably are. They're probably using abacuses at the U.S. Mint, I'm sure. Here, click another B. There's another order. But anyways, the U.S. Mint made the correction. That's exactly what I said yesterday. It was probably for blanks. It wasn't for silver. And here they are. They came out corrected. They said it was for blanks, not for the silver. You can read yourself this stuff here in gata.org. Again, if gata.org is not on your bookmark bar, then you are not really truly a gold and silver stacker because you don't know what's going on out there. And these guys do. And I learn a lot from gata.org every week. And I think you can too. U.S. money market fund struggles, short-term rates near negative territory. Yeah, this is all part of the bigger picture of where the economy eventually is going to go to hell in a handbasket. We are going to see big major corrections. We're going to see another 2008 times 10, a multiplier times 10. Just be prepared for it. I mean, we know what's going to happen, and you just got to be prepared for it. That's the whole key. And how do you prepare for it? Well, buy the dips. Or as Warren Buffett would say here, when everyone else is fearful, you be greedy, and when everyone else is greedy, you be fearful, okay? Sounds like good advice to me, and Warren Buffett kind of made it work for him for years. Let me move into yesterday's video. Here we gone here today, gone tomorrow, and that was a peer cam I did yesterday. And let me sort by newest comments first, and I'll kind of go down. I talked about, one of the things I talked about yesterday, as Satire says here, is storage. The idea of not having third-party risk is having the gold and silver and precious metals in your own hands, not stored in a bank, not stored at somebody's house, not stored with a company, no matter how well you trust them. Because remember, even the most trustable company can be taken out by someone else. So you don't want to be in that chain if they did. The idea of holding precious metals, gold, silver, and platinum, is to have it in your physical hands, or as Warren would say, your greedy little hands, right? Greedy, there you go. So you want to keep your metals in your own little greedy hands. I agree, and again, we talked about that yesterday, good places to store and hide your metal, and how to secure it. And that's yesterday's video. Thanks for watching, Satire. I appreciate that. Mark says up, down, sideways. Yeah, that's where we're going to be with metals. And Rick says, I would leave a note. You know what, Rick? Gosh damn it, it's like you read your mind, or you read my mind or something like that, because that is exactly what I meant to say, too. I was going to say another good idea, and as you mentioned here, would be to put instructions in a safe deposit box, perhaps. The only problem with that is something happens to safe deposit box, but no less, you got a very good point there. Family members are the biggest thieves sometimes. I don't know. It's always the small minority that make everyone else look bad. So yeah, there's a couple family members that make all the other family members look bad, but I would agree with you for the most part. I work on houses. It's amazing how much money's behind the walls, guns. That's true. The Victorian people, they didn't have safe deposit boxes per se. They stashed the stuff in their homes, and you still find stuff today. There's a bank, someone got $1 million or more work on a house when they opened walls of stacks. Yeah, there's stories out of Miami of people going to redo their home and finding cash and gold in their walls, from the 80s with all the drug stuff. In fact, there was a big deal recently about that I helped out the sheriff's department with identifying. Anyways, thanks for watching, Rick. I appreciate it. Battleborn says, interesting bit about safes. Yep, that's what we were talking about. Thanks for the coffee, Mike. In fact, hey, here's a coffee. I'm going to take a quick sip. Wet my whistle there a little bit. Randy Laundry says, I like him. He's really spot on. Oh, who are you? Me? Oh, you're going to make me blush, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate you watching. Don keeps commenting about purchase 100. You know, I think Don has a little exception about me buying. And thanks for watching, Don. I really appreciate it. And I do appreciate your opinion on this. I kind of disagree, but I do appreciate it. A friend purchased 100 silver eagles for Roth IRA. And 107 rounds at the same price. Roth profits 1,000 rounds profit. I think you're forgetting what we're talking about here. What I'm talking about, Don, is that you probably purchased your silver eagles at a reasonable premium. I think I saw a quote where you said you had bought them for 5,000 or something like that for a monster box, or 8,000 or whatever that was. The premium on a monster box now is 500 times what, 10? Oh, give me a break. The premium is just ridiculous right now. So it's not a good deal, Don. And the best deal right now, and you can't do it with an IRA, unfortunately. But right now, the best deal if you don't have your coins in IRA is trading those high-ass silver American Eagle premiums for more silver. Because down the road, that 7 ounces of extra silver, when silver is much higher, is going to be far more valuable than that premium you'll never get back. Thanks for watching again, Don. I appreciate it. And again, I do respect your opinion. Linda Quadlin says, how do you know about masks and cameras? Yeah, my little comment yesterday, Linda, was more or less about, you know, when I'm working in this environment, you know, we're all heavily armed and stuff like that, and we have cameras and everything, but it's a little unnerving when people do walk up to your door with a mask and a hat and glasses on. In the old days, I would have shot them before they came in, but true. But nowadays, it is a little unnerving for us, particularly. But and Florida's gotten much better because hardly anybody is wearing masks anymore, so that's a good thing. And 401ks can only hold gold and silver. That might be what's causing shortage of high premiums. Possibly. You know, I never thought about a good angle. I'd like to think about that. Thanks for watching, Audra. Appreciate the new subscriber. Clueless says too many gold and silver bulls around. They need to be discouraged. Once they're all sucked in, prices will be taken down. Well, of course it will, Clueless. That's the whole, because we don't want to be clueless. I'm Mr. Clueless. Hey, thanks for watching. But, you know, the whole idea, again, of me doing these shows is to clue you in on, get it, clue you in on this stuff. And show you what to watch for. This is why I'm such a big fan of gata.org. Of course, the game is rigged, but if you know how it's rigged, you can win. And that's the whole point of my videos here, is showing you how the game is rigged. And that's why I like that website, gata.org. Excuse me, I'm going to do a sip of coffee here real quick. I run these things kind of live and straight through, so my throat gets a little dry sometimes. Hey, Dr. Dog, how you doing, sir? You're safe. I'm sure you're safe as a decoy, sir. Thanks for watching, Mr. Waters, FN Mag. There's no bargains and the price go down. Premiums go up and the price go up. So let's do away with all the buy the dips bullshit. Ooh, good timing on your buy the dip bullshit comment, sir. I completely disagree with you, actually, because the premiums have kind of gone down. And if you're stuck with higher premiums on stuff, and silver goes down $1 like it did today, you still save $1 on the price of silver going down. The premiums actually are backing off right now, so that's another good thing. And the reason the premiums are backing off is because manufacturing and production have heated up quite a bit. And you're starting to see more silver product. And the buyers have already stepped in a while back ago. So a lot of buyers are just sitting back and waiting. So less buyers coming into the stores right now. The online guys are probably having less sales right now. So I think we're going to see premiums back off here. And again, buy the dip. It's not bullshit. Old Man Silver says great info. And thanks for watching, FN Mag. Old Man says great info. Thank you, sir. Savoy, there you are again, Savoy. Thanks for all your comments. Root and Toot, and just further confirmation that anything held digitally is unsafe. Rather than demanding a ransom, they could have wiped the whole system. Exactly. And what I mentioned earlier is you wake up in the morning, you have no internet, you have no power, or even no internet. It would just be devastating for a length of time. Just think about a ransom attack on internet or service providers or service providers have no power. I mean, you're basically, if your assets are digital, you are screwed completely. Let me move along here to Dr. Dog says, do you think graphene will replace silver? Don't know anything about that, sir. I'd be a liar if I said it did. You know, make some comments on the next one. I'll let you know what I think of the comments, and I'll read into it if I can. First, hey, Xi Jinping Bear, how are you? First, happy to hear that. And I think that's really about it with the video. Thanks for watching that video, folks. Today's advice, yesterday I told you that fractionals are just ridiculous price. Gold, fractional gold eagles, fractional maples, fractional KRs, all the big ones. Even a fractional gold bars, 1 grams, 10 grams, 5 grams. The premiums are really high on that stuff per ounce. My recommendation yesterday, and I think some of you have been taking it, or for some time now, has been buying 1 ducats, 4 ducats, German 20 marks, French 20 francs, Italian 20 liras. Circulated conditions are all great products, and if you can buy them for under $40 per ounce, not $40 per ounce, but spot melt plus $40 premium. If you can buy them for under that, you're doing good, because you certainly don't want to buy those overpriced fractional eagles and maples and those other products. Not in this environment. Again, hopefully those premiums will come down at some point. So best deals out there in gold are still anything. Do not pay more than $100 an ounce premium on any gold products, and and even better if you can get gold in between like that $60 and $80 range per ounce for a good recognizable product. That's what I would recommend. When I say recognizable, not recognizable by you, your friends, or your buddy, but recognizable by industry people that buy and sell this stuff. So you may not, you may go in and see something that you don't recognize and not buy it, but that may be a mistake, because just because you don't recognize it doesn't mean it's not a good recognizable saleable product, like French 20 francs, gold sovereigns, and those kind of things. Silver the same way. Don't spend more than $6 an ounce on any silver products. My recommendation. There are products out there available between $4 and $6 an ounce premium. Again, with the dollar down, silver day too, and silver products way more available. We have a lot more product on hand right now than we had just recently. A good opportunity to buy, folks. Absolutely, buy the friggin' dip here. Anyone else that's fearful right now, you be the greedy one. That's what we're doing. And if you are buying gold and silver, you know that Mr. Kuzmar here, Brian, is a local brick and mortar dealer in South Florida only. I've been doing this since 1977. I'm a second generation dealer. Started working for my family in 77. Have been in this certain location, this particular location, since 1995 myself. Right, this location, not in business. I've been doing this a long time. So if you live outside my area, unfortunately, I can't sell you any gold, but I do encourage you to watch my videos and listen to my videos and find yourself a local precious metal and coin store. Keep your money local. Don't, I advertise to all my locals to beat the APMEX, JM Bullion, and SD Bullion prices. They're great companies, don't get me wrong, but again, I'm an advocate for buying local. Keep that money local. So if you don't have a dealer in your town, go to the county, and if you don't have anyone in the county, spend an hour, take an hour, keep that money in your state at least. Why? Because of jobs, community, and business. Keep the money in your state. I think you're going to find that it's going to be very helpful to you and your community in the future, more so than buying online. Well, that's really about it. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Call me anytime at 954-493-8811 between the hours of 10 and 4, Mondays through Fridays. Happy to help you with whatever you need and tell you what the best deal is. And let's see what happens today. I think it's a good buying opportunity right now. And tomorrow's Friday, so it could even be more devastating tomorrow. I don't think devastating, but I'm not even going to use that word. I think more opportunity tomorrow to buy. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.